The general theme is how does it feel to be a hypocrite?
Right. Well, he sounds like a royal dirtbag.
I was wrong about something.
Magnificent! Magnificent! Magnificent!
If we can be with ourselves, if we can understand ourselves, we can love.
It's not my fault nobody can understand what you're saying.
Let's go while we're young.
3, 2, 1. Just introduce yourself and tell me what you ate for breakfast.
Hey, good morning. I'm in a cop car this morning, so I'm a little late, but it's a retired cop car, so it's my own. I bought it on an auction. They retire these cop cars. It's great. One of the best, most fun cars I think I've ever owned, honestly, outside of some sports cars, But hey, good morning. I am west of the Twin Cities, speaking at a school in just mere minutes. Start setting up, and so we're doing we're doing live here on my computer, my laptop. Lighting is what it is, sound is what it is, but hey, we're here, we're together, and we're going to talk about an e-bank account. So heading to the west here of the Twin Cities on 12 actually, and there are all kinds of, we're talking 20, 30 miles to the west. There's lines and lines of cars driving east towards the Twin Cities. So they're heading east, and this car after car after car after car. And it's dark out, headlight. As far as you can see on some of the open stretches. And, that's what we do, isn't it? They're going to make a deposit for their bank account. They're going to work, right? And while I wasn't planning on seeing that visual, it was a good, it's kind of a good reminder that we're constantly trying to make deposits, but we're also constantly making withdrawals from bank accounts. And so the e-bank account stands for emotional bank account. So I believe it was either late 2018 or early 2019, someone introduced me to Stephen Covey and his work. He, I believe, had passed away in like 2012 or 13 or something, but they introduced me to his work, most specifically the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that book. And they said that you need to look at this book because I was in the middle. Let me give you a little bit of a preface before we continue. I was in the middle of doing a whole bunch of schools. In that season, I probably was doing 80 to 90 schools in a school season. And so I was working with a lot of different people, and this person had said that you need to check out his work, and very specifically the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, as I said, very specifically because they saw in me and they assumed actually, but they saw in me that I knew this process that Stephen Covey was talking about in the emotional bank account. And that is that, and I'm very honored and humbled by what that conversation was still today. And that is that we deposit into someone's emotional bank account, or we withdraw in someone else's emotional bank account. And excuse me, a little bit ago, probably a month ago or so, I had seen someone that had posted they were moving and they needed help, and they needed help that day. And that got me really thinking and kind of concerned, honestly, because I've known this person for a while, and their desperation in their social media post. But because I knew this person, I knew that all they did was continue to drain the emotional bank account. They continued to make withdrawals from people, and they withdraw after withdraw after withdraw after withdraw. And therefore, there was nobody to help them move their home because they've spent years just taking and taking and taking. And that's something that I really hope that I don't do. I know that I do sometimes for sure, but I certainly want to make deposits into people's emotional bank account That's really important to me. And I think that it's something that if we think of it in that respect, things like making commitments with people, that is a deposit into an emotional bank account. But if you take, especially now, excuse me, now look, things come up in life and I understand that, but if you're continually not honoring those commitments with people, that's a withdrawal. If you're praising someone for the work that they did, that is a deposit into an emotional bank account. And that is also very important that we praise people. Sometimes it's written praise. Sometimes it's praise via maybe a written would be like even a social media post praising them for something that they did, or a verbal praise where we see them, at the gas station and we say, hey, I saw you did this thing and, way to go. And so, I challenge you to think of some things that you can do to make a deposit in someone's emotional bank account today. I'm going to go deposit in students' bank accounts today. And I've been honored and privileged and blessed with the opportunity to do that for more than a dozen years now. And those students that were, a dozen years ago have families now of their own. And they continue to reach out to me. And that is, that's super humbling that is still happening today, that they still think about it in their life today, all these years later, as they're raising their own family. And so I challenge you to do that. What's a way to make a deposit in someone's emotional bank account today? And I also challenge you, what's a way to make sure you don't make a withdrawal? Even if you don't make a deposit, don't make a withdrawal from someone's emotional bank account. So let's give a t-shirt away. And I'm going to give you choice of what t-shirt you get. So let's see here. We'll switch over. We'll get this going. Good old technology. I don't know. It's not working here. So give me a second. I'm sure it's just because the signal is bad and all those fun things. But let's see here. Oh, gosh, this is fun. My computer's locked up. I don't know if you can still see me or not, but my computer is like literally frozen now. Let's see if it'll switch over, but gosh, it's just not. Here we go. Let's try this again here. This might work. All right. Hey, y'all, I like to say you're welcome for making this an entertaining morning. All right, there we go. Hopefully y'all can see that it's working. Looks like the school here is gearing up. Oh, I won. We got to try that again. So we'll be able to get set up and get into these students' lives here. Wow. Mom, you won 2 days in a row. That actually y'all has nothing to do with what I'm doing. So Mom, I'm going to just go ahead and choose someone to give that away for you on someone that maybe hasn't won for a while. So sorry, Mom, but I'm going to cut you out of this one. I'm sure you understand. So, hey, if you believe in prayer, prayer is important to me, and it gives me, the strength and ability and the fuel in order to do these things. It's an extremely emotional drain on my bank account to do this because the deposits are so large. It takes me time to recover. And I'm doing 2 today and 1 tomorrow. So, back-to-backs are always extremely draining. So if you're a prayer, I appreciate that very much. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 6:30. Have a great day.
You know what I just saw?
Who is this guy?
I call myself Podcast because of my podcast.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
So it's done.
It's done.